So your personality is made up of how you think, how you act, and how you feel. Now, these are very important to keep in mind as the video continues on. So let's say you have a goal, okay? Something that you want to achieve or manifest into your life, whether that's a new career, a new relationship, a dream vehicle, more abundance, whatever it may be. Your brain starts to conjure up images and ideas how or what it would look like to achieve that. And we've pretty much all done this already, right? We've all had a goal that we have accomplished. So the creative center in your mind looks for neural networks in your brain that are associated with that goal that you have, whether that's from experience, memories, things you've read, things that you've seen, and it starts to fire together and it'll create a vision for you, right? How many times have you driven by a beautiful home and imagine yourself living in it and how that would feel, or whatever it may be? As an example, I'm just throwing something out there. And you can kind of imagine it into your mind, or like seeing something in a movie, or, oh, if I won the lottery and had, $50 million, this is what I would do with it, right? Like you start to conjure up those ideas in your brain. Your mind will do this for personal goals that you have for yourself. So imagining what that would be like starts to bring up the emotions that are associated with that experience before it happens. And that's a very critical difference here, is that you're bringing up those emotions before the experience actually takes place. The vision is the intention, okay? And you need to hold on to that vision. You need to write down, what do I have to act like? What choices would I make? How would I have to behave? What habits am I going to incorporate into my life? Who am I going to study and look at as an example? What things are you going to have to do? How are you going to spend your time? Make yourself a vision board if you need to, so you can continuously remind yourself of that intention, of that vision. Every time you remind yourself of this, it starts to feel like that goal is getting closer and closer because you keep experiencing that elevated emotion that's associated with that intention. And you have to hold on to that vision and remind yourself every single day of it, because it is so much easier to forget than it is to remember it. So whether that be waking up and instead of going on your phone and scrolling mindlessly, maybe you think about your goals or think about who you want to behave like that day. Or for me, I look at my vision board. Then you become aware of how you no longer want to think or act and feel. The habits, or even how you're speaking, that voice in your head that says, it's never gonna happen for you. Oh, it's just for other people, not for me. I'm too tired. Maybe I'll start tomorrow. You're gonna have to become really aware of those thoughts that come in and catch yourself before you accept, believe, and surrender to those old thoughts and beliefs. Not allow yourself to accept them as facts or truth without analyzing them. If you fail to do that over and over, you will just return back to your old self. This can also mean stepping away from some people in your life for a time, or keeping this privately within yourself because you don't want the naysayers or the ones that will plant seeds of doubt into your head or tell you that you're crazy for dreaming or wanting to achieve something or take a chance. Your job then is to continue to nurture that intention, that vision, that possibility. Continue to remind yourself of who you want to become and who you no longer want to practice being. This is really challenging. It is not easy. It takes a lot of practice, but challenge is really necessary for change to occur. And that's why people don't like change, because it's usually very challenging. After a while, as you continue to behave differently and make different choices, you'll actually start to feel different too, because you've broken those emotional ties to the old self, and now your brain has been practicing this new behavior. So of course you're gonna feel different. And every single day that passes by and you continue to focus on the goal, eventually things in your life start to orchestrate and organize to facilitate that goal to happen. You start to make space for that goal to come in, and you reach a moment where you know that goal is going to happen. Or also it could just be a moment where you feel so whole that you don't need that actual event to happen anymore. You're not coming from a place of lack. You're not trying to create from separation, from lack. You're creating from wholeness. There's also a moment where you kind of let go. You just surrender it. You take your foot off the gas and you relax a little bit because you know that it's going to happen. Or if it doesn't, you feel okay because you feel so whole without it, because you've been practicing it so much that in your brain it looks like the event has already occurred. Because you've been practicing those elevated motions associated with that intention, your body doesn't know the difference between the emotions that are accumulated through an experience that has happened in your environment or internally. It doesn't know the difference. So to your brain, it's like, oh yeah, we've done this before, even though it's just something that you've been envisioning in your mind. Funny enough, when you let go, that's when that moment finds you. That's when that experience finds you. That's when that goal comes to you. Just like some people say, oh, I found the love of my life when I wasn't even looking for love. It comes to you. It catches you off guard. And you start to realize that you can become a creator in your life instead of a victim. It's a skill that you can use and practice and become better at. So the work associated with all of this doesn't become a challenge as much anymore. It becomes fun. It becomes something that you want to do. Again, I know this isn't for everybody, but this stuff can really make a huge change if you're willing to try. So why not take a chance on possibility? All right, guys, so that is today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye.